Hi everyone, I'm the rum.
And I'm the wine.
So it may not feel like it, but it's actually been a little while since we made one of these videos. Yes, we were off on our trip to Austria, getting some good relaxing time, seeing some stuff, so you know those videos are coming up next. But before that, hey, a while back we kind of passed 100 subscribers. Yay for new YouTube channel. Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much for that. So, if you didn't already know, we're wine and rum. No, wine, rum. Yeah, got us mixed up. Yeah, we're pretty much an expat couple, millennials, that moved from our home countries, Barbados and Austria, and are now living in Dublin, Ireland. What are our channels about? Well, life as an expat. We give you some advice on how to, come to Ireland and kind of mesh and start your life here, as well as cool cultural stuff like food and adventures from, of course, Ireland, but also our home countries, Barbados and Austria. So, like that kind of stuff? More interested? Subscribe. And now, on to our main thing for today.
So, the one single most biggest question I get asked every time, I think not just I, but also retail people, we move to Ireland. Like the number one thing they always ask first is like, does it really rain that much? And it's like such a prevalent stereotype. People, even like sometimes when I was calling clients in Germany on the phone, they wouldn't ask like, about the issue I was calling. They were like, is it raining right now? And I'm like, just because we're in Ireland doesn't mean it's raining 24/7. I can stop those stereotypes from the start. It does rain a lot. It depends a bit on what part of the country you're in. So if you want to get really statistical, Dublin airport registers about 180 rain days per day. So that does come up to about every second day, but not every time it's like a Caribbean type torrential downpour like the apocalypse is coming. Often it's just very thin rain that Sam was actually saying reminds him of the rain in Salzburg, which for the German speakers who understand is like the Salzburger Schnürlregen, that's like famous because it's like a very thin type of rain that doesn't bother you that much if you're just walking around. It's like mildly inconveniencing until like 30 minutes later you realize you're wet because you've been walking that long in it, but it's like barely noticeable.
Well, I can gladly report at this current moment of filming, it's not raining. You may think because it's summer, but no. It's like, what summer? There's literally an ad outside right now that says, for some insurance company, bank, whatever, don't care. Yes, summer won't commit, but we can. That's a perfect explanation of what's happened this summer. Some of you there having lovely heat wave temperatures, because once you live in Ireland, your definition of heat wave changes. You've been hearing all these reports about Europe and their heat waves, 30, high 30s, even hitting 4 degrees. Now, our Irish standards of heat wave is like 23 degrees. Laughable from someone for Barbados. That's like chilly Christmas nighttime temperatures. But 23 degrees comes on right now. I celebrate. I've been here for, we're almost pushing 3 years now. And when I see 20s, I celebrate, it's time to go down to one layer, go out there. I'm not to the level where I'm going to lie in the, patch of grass and be like, hi, this is warm this summer, let me take a nap. Because those chilly winds will make me, change my opinion on that. But, hi, right now, for those days that you do enjoy summer, that whole 3-4 days, maybe even a week.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to try to ignore the weather, still get outside, because it may clear up by the time you're out there, or get worse. It's a coin flip.
So, number 3 of our points about the weather is that you always have to be prepared. Because you look outside the window, like we do every day when we go to... Yes, Sam's
sorry,
Disney
I
songs
was
in
there.
the background.
I was being scarred, sorry.
So, every morning we look outside the window, we're like, well, what clothes do we wear today? And we're like, that's some optimistical sun out there. Let's, go with the thin jacket. So we go to the bedroom, we put on our clothes, we put on our thin jacket, we come back out to grab our bags, and it looks like the apocalypse, like dark clouds everywhere, the winds like hitting the trees
You
and
think
everything.
we're kidding? This was 2 days ago.
It happens regularly. So you're like, okay, fine. I guess I'll put on the rain jacket after all. It's like so much for summer. That does happen a lot. It's like Sam has a nice story of like an extreme example.
Right, yes. Oh crap, I almost forgot about this. Listen, I've been in hail. I did not know I knew what hail was metaphorically, but to be actually there with hail, it happened like 2 years ago. I'm just there minding my business. For those of people who know where Clontarf is, you know, by the seaside, it's looking a bit, you know, like it's gonna rain. And I start getting hit with stuff, some hard white stuff, and I'm like, what is this? It's hail. I see an elderly couple chilling out under a tree. Chilling is the wrong word. It's like protecting themselves. And I was like, I'm gonna join them. I'm not gonna be this person to walk through on hail. After that nice little hailstorm, it was sunshine. Julia came back from work and it was like, hey,
I had
what
no
happened?
idea that hailed.
Nothing
I was
happened.
like, why are your clothes all wet? What happened? That's how easy the weather can change. So you do learn to be prepared. You learn a lot of interesting things about rain gear, like the different types of rain jackets, waterproof trousers that you put on top of your trousers. Look stupid, but so handy. Like, trust me. Also, keeping an extra pair of socks in your drawers at work. Also very useful if you're walking in potential rain to work.
Yeah, legitimately there are people at the office that bring a change of clothes just in case you get soaked right through coming to work.
Because it happens. So, in spite of the weather changing a lot, or maybe actually because of that, the temperatures are usually quite mild. Like, if you compare this to Austria, spring and autumn are usually not that popular because temperatures can jump significantly. So one day you'll have a nice breezy 20 degrees and the next day it's just like straight up 5 degrees. And it's like, if at this point you don't have like a cold or the flu yet, once you go to the office and everyone else there does, then you'll get sick and it's just like flu everywhere, colds everywhere, it's just a mess. You can escape that in Dublin or in Ireland quite well actually, because the temperatures don't fluctuate too much. It's usually just by a few degrees and generally they stay between like 5 and 15 degrees. So yes, summers are a bit
Fierce.
non-existent. But at least the winters don't get too cold either. Like, don't have snow, which as an Austrian I miss. But at least you don't freeze as much, so advantages to everything. But yeah, like Sam was saying, the mild Irish weather is a thing. Apparently, one word to describe weather is fierce mild. Till this day, I've not figured out what that exactly means. Is that it's so mild, it's just awesome mild, or is it's getting close to a storm, but it's still mild enough to pretend it's mild? I have no idea. Also, Irish people are just very chill about the weather. Like, at this point, because we get so many storm and weather warnings, at this point it's literally just me like looking at the phone and being like, okay, so let's check what the weather is for the day. It's like, oh, there's a orange weather warning for rainfall and floods. Oh well, did you pack the rain jacket like you do every day anyway? Oh well, alright, whatever. And I feel like that's a lot of people deal with it. It's like, I still have the notifications from my weather app telling me there's a weather warning. People at work mostly don't. Like, if they're like, oh, that's a lot of rain today, and I'm like, yeah, there's apparently an orange weather warning for rain, they're like, oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, people tend to be quite chill about the rain and the storms and whatever. The only times people do seem to get more concerned about the weather is if there is like a red sort of weather alert, like for, you know, hurricanes, blizzards, which we've all had since moving here. But that's more like stuff for another video. That'll be too much to talk about here.
So, kind of our final point in this, you would have noticed that most of our stories about weather involved, you know, colleagues at work. It's no joke. We talk about weather a lot at work. Everyone has to commute to work, so the first thing is like, hi, what's the temperature? How's it out there? I get all the jokes because, you know, it's a hot heat wave day again, and some of the locals are coming in and be like, oh, well, really warm out there. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was a good temperature. Stop wishing for colder temperatures. And then it's the shoe's gonna be on the other foot when winter comes along. Sorry, yeah, when I'll be like, it's chilly out there. I'm like, oh no, this is cool. This is calm weather. Yeah, if you're in an office environment, especially in Ireland in general, you can talk about the weather. It's fine. If you don't talk about it, someone else will talk about it for you. Then you can chime in.
So yeah, if you enjoyed our little points about the weather and what it's like to live in Dublin, do make sure to subscribe and maybe let us know in the comments about what else you would like to know about.
Yes. Just remember one thing you're moving here with to do. Clothes. Make them all waterproof. Okay? Waterproof everything. Take no chances. And with that, we bid you adieu. Bis später.
See you next time.